This is Nimasa This Week. Hello and welcome. My name is Iwesiola Doyle. Here's wishing that your 2014 is off to a great start. Now, the constant engagement of the stakeholders within the maritime sector by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, has become the hallmark for which the agency is known. You're still watching Nimasa This Week. Don't go away. The program will be back after the break.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency's Department of Maritime Safety and Seafarer Standards organized a stakeholders meeting at the Eko Hotel and Suites in Lagos. It is one of the events aimed at educating maritime stakeholders about the regulatory body and latest developments in the maritime sector. In his welcome address, the Executive Director of Nimasa Safety and Shipping Development, Captain Ezekiel Bala Agaba, urged stakeholders to comply with maritime rules and regulations.
Let me at this junction enjoin all stakeholders here present to ensure compliance with established standards in a robust and transparent manner in order to minimize loss of life and property. This will include a full appraisal and understanding of the provisions of the Nigerian Maritime Shipping Act of 2007 and the relevant IMO conventions and guidelines, including the Maritime Labour Convention 2006.
The keynote address was given by the Director, Maritime Safety and Seafarer Standards, Engineer Vincent Udoye.
As you are all aware, a state such as Nigeria, which has a significant number of ships registered under its flag, has of necessity to service that fleet in terms of applying and maintaining standards across the board regarding registration, maritime safety, prevention of marine pollution, living and working conditions on board, and of course, maritime security. After that,
the heads of the various units of the department took turns to educate the audience on the functions of their units. Assistant Director, Seafarer Standards and Training, Engineer Ekong Umotong, mentioned the responsibilities of his division to include how policies that govern seafarer standards and training are initiated. Presentation by the Emergency Services Division saw the Assistant Director, Search and Rescue Operations, Commander Ilyasu Bako, speaking on the configuration of Nimasa's SAR system.
We have SAR boats, we have one booster helicopter. We also interact with SAR marshals. These are volunteers spread across our coastal areas and indeed in our riverine communities. And then of course, we have actually established what I will call a national maritime search and rescue committee made up of all stakeholders, including you.
Next was the delivery by the Assistant Director, Casualty Investigation Unit, Mrs. Rita Ebuche.
We have the MSA 2007, we have the Nimasa Act 2007. They all empower us as a safety administration to carry out casualty investigation into incidents occurring within our territorial waters as well as its coastal states. What is marine casualty? There are specific accidents that are very particular to IMO. So these are actually contained in the code for casualty investigation, and IMO has generously listed such incidents that require investigation. And they include stranding and grounding, pollution, fire explosion, capsizing and missing assumed loss, damage to ship equipment, near misses. Even near misses are part of the things that IMO requires as a flag state to investigate.
The presentation of the online Seafarer Certificate of Competency Verification was one of the highlights of the Stakeholders Forum. Presentation was done by the representative of the company that designed the website.
Talking about the Manila Amendment, they talked about new regulation which include medical. And looking at our country here in Nigeria, we find that a lot of medical certificates with seafarers, a lot of them are fake. They are not really issued by the institutions accredited by Nimasa. So now we are giving an opportunity to be able to verify even medical certificates. So for example, I'm putting a medical certificate number, and this is what I get. The seafarer's name, his department, his date of birth, discharge book number, and I'll see that it's actually certified.
Questions bordering the minds of the stakeholders present were addressed during the interactive session. Nimasa officials spoke on what the agency set out to achieve while the event was at the planning stage.
People go on board with all various types of certificates claiming to be issued by Nimasa. And the only way we can authenticate it is to have this system. So that if you go to look for the employment, they take your certificate, look at the number, go to the portal, put the number. If certificate is issued by us, their particulars will appear. If nothing happens, it means you are carrying a fake certificate. And I expect the employers to tell us, say, look, this person came to us with fake certificates and denied him employment.
The program you just saw was the launching of Certificate of Competency Verification Platform online. And the reason for that is because for several years you've heard that Nigerian certificates of competency are being forged. So many forgeries all around the place. And with the initiative of the DG and the Executive Director of Maritime Safety, we decided to say, what are we going to do about this forgery? And so now we have put every certificate issued by this administration online so that ship owners, shipping companies, manning agents, they don't need to contact Nimasa anymore to verify the authenticity of any certificate issued by this administration. All they have to do is to go online. Just at the click of a button, they can verify for themselves if the certificate presented to them is actually real, if it's actually authentic, or if it is forged.
Nimasa this week also spoke with the designer of the website for seafarers certificate verification.
It's an IMO compliant. Secondly, is reduce executive management, the director and his supporting staff, mundane task by at least 60-70%. They can now focus on more strategic issues in Nimasa. Thirdly, people anywhere in the world, ship owners, medical institutions, training institutions, can verify seafarers. Importantly, he would assist management information systems, which means the leadership of Nimasa can plan and train seafarers' career, their progression. They can manage opportunities for them, and especially as well, retiring seafarers, new ones can be recruited to phase out the aging seafarers. And importantly as well for federal government, they can make more informed decisions on behalf of Nigerian seafarers all over the world.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. For Obonga shipping registration, no. Nimasa, commercial shipping, no. Nimasa, maritime labor, no. Nimasa.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. Nimasa is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? Nimasa will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place because Nimasa's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For Nimasa, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared. Nimasa, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
Now, if you're an avid viewer of our show, you will recall that in the last quarter of 2013, we had the opportunity of traveling to Philippines to assess the progress of hundreds of Nigerian youths undergoing seafarer courses within the country. Our Associate Director, Mr. Razak Izebe, who made that trip, presents a report telling us why the Philippines is regarded as the world's #1 seafaring nation, accountable for the highest number of active seafarers across the globe, hence Nimasa's #1 choice as a training ground for Nigerian youth.
The Nigerian Seafarers Development Program is one initiative that Nimasa strongly believes in to build human capacity and ultimately bring about infrastructural and economic transformation in the maritime sector. To this end, Nimasa has provided scholarship to over 2,500 Nigerian students who are undergoing maritime courses in IMO-approved institutions all over the world. The first batch of cadets from this scheme just graduated from the South Tyneside College in Newcastle, England. Not too long ago, the House Committee on Marine Transport and delegates from Nimasa embarked on a fact-finding mission to the Philippines to assess the progress of the NSDP scheme as well as the welfare of the Nigerian maritime scholars in that country. While in the Philippines, a lot of revelations came to the fore regarding the Filipinos' maritime industry. The Philippines marine industry started over 40 years ago and has since grown into a huge industry providing the world with competent seafarers. Of the world seafaring fleet, 30% of them are Filipinos. Wilfredo Tamayo, a former admiral in the Filipinos Navy, speaks on the rising profile of the Philippines maritime industry.
We have 63,269 deck officers and 56,034 engineering officers for a total of 119,303. Annual overseas Filipino workers remittances amount to 19 billion US dollars. Of that amount, the Filipino seafarers remittances amount to 4 billion US dollars. Number of graduates, we have 6,000 plus every year, and the board passers 2,400.
There are over 86 maritime institutions and 100 training centers in the Philippines, thus making them the biggest and a major hub in maritime education in the world. This perhaps accounts for their enviable strides in the global maritime sector. Nimasa therefore chose to collaborate with select maritime schools in the Philippines in order to take advantage of their expertise.
The choice of Philippines for us was also one of a deliberate action where we also wanted our students, the cadets we've been sending out here to come and emulate the good tidings of the people of Philippines in the maritime sector. Yeah, because it's a country which has generated a lot of revenue and growth economic-wise to the country.
As the delegates moved from one campus to another, it was good tidings everywhere as the Nigerian students were complimented for their extreme good conduct and academic excellence.
We never had any singular major incident to speak of. That means they're good as far as discipline. They participate in watch standing, and they're good at that. And also in academics, I heard from the instructors that they are doing well.
Their scholars deserve the funding that your government is giving. They are all qualified, and we congratulate your government for selecting the best from among the applicants.
One of the NSDP beneficiaries doing Nigeria proud in the Philippines is Chukwuemeka Ubani. He was adjudged the best essayist in the University of Lucium. Chukwuemeka Ubani yet talks about this remarkable feat.
When the inter-college competition came for the old students in live stream of the Philippines, Batagas, I was called to represent my college, Lima. And though it was quite an onerous task, being that the best of the best from all the different colleges and faculties were called, and also different nationalities. US was represented, the Filipinos were well represented, and I came out tops also.
The NSDP cadets are being trained as future captains, engineers and navigational officers, expected to play major roles in the global maritime industry. It is therefore important to shape the competence, character, values and skills of these youths. One man who holds very strongly to these tenets and has been a major force in the transformation of the Nigerian cadets is Albert Garcia, the charismatic Dean of School of Maritime Studies, University of Lucerne. Despite his hard stance and strict regiment, which naturally should have made him unpopular, he is instead very much loved by his students. Nimasa this week took up Albert Garcia on his special interest in the Nigerian cadets.
I developed their loyalty, especially to Nimasa, because Nimasa, I believe, is spending a lot of money to this program. So I told them, you are among the few had chosen from so many. So you should be very thankful and you are blessed among the so many. So you have to treasure that. Study hard. The only purpose that you are here is to be competent, reliable, future chief engineers and captain. As I have said to them, again, the progress of Nigeria, it all depends on you.
Nimasa has delivered on all fronts as all the educational and the general needs of the NSDP cadets are adequately catered for. The students had nothing but words of appreciation to Nimasa for these gracious acts.
This is an opportunity that most people are looking for. It's free. You know, they pay the fees, the accommodation is very okay, they pay you your monthly stipend every month. Is something to be grateful for God for.
We have been treated nicely. The school environment is good. The health and everything is okay. It's up to standard. We feel at home in this place. We even have the privilege of eating Nigerian dishes in this place.
In fact, so far I've heard of is one of the best programs because we are having full scholarship in all aspects, and say a big thank you to Nimasa for that.
The NSDP scheme is a very laudable project that is bound to transform a growing maritime industry. For its uniqueness and relevance, the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program is highly appreciated by all and sundry.
And I can see that Nimasa is moving forward fast through their Nigerian Seafarers Development Program. I believe in the cause of Nimasa, and I think they're into the right direction in as far as developing the maritime power of Nigeria.
I really admire the Nigerian government, particularly the Nimasa the Nigerian Assembly, for creating a program such as this one, because this is something that can be duplicated by other countries. For example, our own country.
I wish they will continue this kind of program for them to empower our Nigerian youth into this great industry of maritime.
There is no doubt that Nimasa is on the right track with the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program, and in not too distant future, Nigerians should begin to reap the benefits of this scheme. This view was substantiated by Honorable Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, the Chairman House Committee on Marine Transport, during his keynote address at an engagement section in the Philippines.
And with this, I'm sure in a couple of years to come, we'll begin to look at the ways to surpass Philippines in this all-important maritime sector. It's important I say this to the Admiral so that he will know that we are determined. Admiral, take this from us. We're on our way to the top.
Now, the term service delivery has gained currency not just as a buzzword within business circles, but indeed has become the yardstick by which the efficiency and effectiveness of any organization is measured. At Nimasa, effective service delivery is assured through its Servicom department. Our next report is presented and prepared by our field correspondent, Mr. Chukwudi Ogana, who gives us an in-depth view on the services provided by this department of the agency.
Government and its agencies are set up primarily to service the needs of the citizenry. Effective and efficient service delivery is therefore a prerequisite for the satisfaction of the people. In realization of this, the federal government established Servicom as a social agreement to provide Nigerians with a platform to demand good services from government and its agencies. The Servicom Charter seeks to empower the citizenry with information that will shape their expectations concerning the quality of service they ought to get from government and its agencies. The Servicom Charter also provides citizens with the right to challenge poor quality service delivery. The Servicom office at the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, was commissioned on December 20, 2013 by the Director General Ziakede Patrick Akpobolokemi, who was represented by the Executive Director, Finance and Administration, Mr. Baba Jeuro.
We are happy to open this unit. Number one, because of the function of this office. We want to be people who deliver our service adequately. Number two is because of the style. We are desiring that all the floors will look like this, because we don't like all these cubicles high up. These workstations is what we have planned for the whole of the building, and we can see a beginning here, and it's looking very nice.
The head of the Servicom unit of Nimasa, Mohammed Sani, furnished Nimasa this week with the functional responsibilities of the department.
Servicom all over the country is to ensure effective service delivery. In other words, every customer that is doing business with you has the right to be served well. So the whole idea is to provide excellent service to your customers, both internal customers and external customers. So that is the essential thing about Servicom. So it is all about customer care.
Nimasa, as the regulatory agency for all maritime businesses in Nigeria, also provides a wide range of services to players in the maritime industry, which brings them face-to-face with Nimasa officials. Such services at Nimasa include administration and regulation of shipping licenses, enforcement of the provisions of the Cabotage Act 2003, and responding promptly to calls from ships in distress. Going by the rules of the game, Nimasa is to ensure that these customers are served in the best manner, and where aggrieved, the Servicom unit of Nimasa is there to the rescue.
As a department or unit in charge of service delivery, there are so many strategies, largely drawn from the national policy being put in place, in ensuring that service delivery is being given to the customers in the maritime industry. So both our internal customers and our external customer, we design so many strategies in such a way that we test their pulse, we have interaction with them, we put our strategic officers to ensure that right from the point of entry into the organization, we monitor whether you have been fully satisfied with the kind of service you come to demand or the service that is being provided to you.
To offer customers effective service delivery as stipulated by Servicom, development programs are organized for unit staff to develop their capacity.
Our strategy is both formal and informal. In most cases, where we have a function, where the agency is having a function, Servicom officers are always at hand to interact with our customers, to feel their pulse. That's number one. Number two, we organize deliberate workshops to invite our customers to come and tell us what you want, how you want us to do it. Because whatever we think the agency is going to give to the public or to its own customers, they could do it better when we know what they want. We could assume, but our assumption may not necessarily meet their own expectation. But if you come to say, hey, look, Nimasa, this is the way we want you to do business with us, we look at it within the context of law, we do it. Because all our desire is to ensure that you are being given an effective and satisfactory service to our customers.
The newly commissioned office, according to the head of the Servicom unit at Nimasa, is where officials attend to aggrieved customers as well as Nimasa employees with complaints.
The newly renovated office, it is an expression by the management that they do believe in excellent service delivery. And from that you can see the Servicom officers are truly elated. They are truly proud of where they work, how they go about doing their work. We are doing it in the most, I mean, we are even thinking of making the department to be a paperless environment, right? We want to encourage the whole entire agency to go right? I mean, electronically conduct business, right? And we also invite our customers through the electronic media to tell us what we are doing. So I think by and large, we are on course.
The Servicom unit of Nimasa also goes to the extent of providing information to customers about their rights to be provided with quality services and how to channel their complaints when such rights are denied.
And that is our show for this week. Now, if for some strange reason this is your first time of ever watching this show, please know that Nimasa this week is interactive. We want to answer your questions, respond to your comments, and of course, even your criticisms. All you need to do to participate is to send an email to the address currently showing on your screen. Now, we're going to be here same time, same station next week. Until then, we're wishing you, as always, smooth sailing and bon voyage.